Are some girls truly who they claim to be? We're about to find out in the story of Naomi. Naomi was the girl everyone admired, the one with the bright smile, the soft voice, the kind heart, the perfect daughter of Pastor Michael Adeyemi in the quiet town of Rose Hill. At just 19, she was everything a church girl should be: modest, obedient, and dedicated to God. Every Sunday at Grace Temple Ministries, she led worship with a voice that made people weep. She never missed morning devotion. She never questioned the rules. Naomi was flawless. But inside, she felt trapped. She was tired of rules she didn't create, tired of being the pastor's daughter who had to live up to every expectation, tired of pretending she didn't notice how different the world outside was: louder, freer, more exciting. At school in Rose Hill Community College, the other girls whispered about weekend trips to River Point, rooftop parties, and rich men who spoiled them with gifts. They wore makeup, dressed in designer clothes, and lived without worrying about a congregation's judgment. Naomi just listened, quietly, never joining in. But curiosity? Curiosity is a dangerous thing. And then came Lana. Lana was everything Naomi had been warned about: stunning, confident, and effortlessly glamorous. She smelled of expensive perfume, walked like she owned the world, and always had a new phone, a new purse, and wild stories about wealthy men who adored her. Naomi couldn't look away. Lana didn't follow rules. She was wild, beautiful, and free. One afternoon, she slid into the seat beside Naomi in a cafeteria, her manicured fingers lazily stirring a glass of iced tea. "You're always so quiet, church girl," she said, a knowing smile on her lips. Naomi gave a small, polite smile. "I just don't talk much." Lana studied her, then leaned in slightly. "But you listen," she smirked. "And I know you wonder what it's like." Naomi stiffened. "What do you mean? The life, the fun, the freedom. No rules, no expectations, no one watching your every move." Naomi opened her mouth but found no words. Lana chuckled. "Relax. I'm not here to convert you." She tapped her straw against the cup. "I just think you'd be dangerous if you ever stopped pretending." Naomi swallowed hard. Lana had no idea how right she was. The first lie was small. Her father told her to go straight home after choir practice. Instead, she went to Lana's apartment in East River Point. Just for an hour, she told herself, just to see. Lana's apartment was nothing like Naomi's strict home. No Bible verses, no curfew, no evening prayers. Instead, music pulsed through the walls. The scent of expensive perfume clung to the air. Girls lounged on velvet sofas, filming TikToks under ring lights. Lana tossed her a dress, short, tight, unlike anything Naomi had ever worn. "Try it on," she urged. "No one will know." Naomi hesitated, then slipped it on. In the mirror, she saw someone else. Not the pastor's daughter, not the quiet, obedient girl, someone dangerous. And for the first time, she wondered, have I been living the wrong life all along? Sneaking out was easy the first time. Her parents were at a church vigil, her siblings asleep. Lana's text appeared. "You ready?" Naomi changed into the dress, her fingers steady as she applied makeup. She didn't recognize the girl in the mirror. The club, in uptown River Point was a blur of lights, sweat, and music. Girls moved like they owned the night. Men watched them like prizes. Lana leaned in. Welcome to the real world, church girl. Naomi took a breath and stepped into a new life. She should have been scared. She wasn't. That night unlocked something inside her, wild, free, and dangerous. The lies grew. I'm sleeping at Zara's for Bible study, Naomi told her father. Pastor Michael smiled. That's my girl. But outside, Lana was waiting in a sleek red convertible. That night wasn't a regular party. It was an exclusive rooftop event in downtown River Point. Naomi didn't hesitate. There were velvet couches, champagne glasses, and laughter swirling in the night air. Girls in luxury gowns sipped cocktails. Men in suits watched with greedy eyes. Lana nudged her toward a man. Naomi, me Elijah. He was older, maybe 35. Sharp suit, sharper smile. You're new, he said, eyes scanning her. Naomi nodded, suddenly shy. She's special, Lana said. Oh, I'll be very nice, Elijah murmured. Naomi didn't know it yet, but that night she made a deal with the devil. Elijah sent her gifts, perfumes, shoes, a new iPhone. You deserve nice things, he said. Naomi felt wanted. But gifts have a price. One night he picked her up in his sleek black Mercedes. You're beautiful, he whispered, brushing her hair. Then he leaned in. Naomi's heart pounded. The next morning, she looked in the mirror and didn't see the church girl anymore. She saw someone else. And the worst part? She didn't regret it. That was the first warning sign. The second came when her phone buzzed during class. Elijah, come outside, now. Her heart pounded. He was parked across the street, jaw clenched, eyes cold. You haven't answered my calls. I was busy. Don't play games. Naomi felt sick. She had gone too deep. Now she didn't know how to get out. By day, she was still the pastor's daughter. By night, she belonged to another world. But lies always catch up. Her mother, Mrs. Clara Adeyemi, noticed the mark on Naomi's wrist. What happened here? Naomi lied. I burned myself with the iron. Clara frowned. I don't remember you ironing. Naomi stammered. At Zara's. Mrs. Adeyemi didn't push, but her eyes said enough. The devil gives with one hand, she warned, and takes with the other. At school, Naomi's best friend Leela pulled her aside. You're different. You lie. You smell like alcohol. Naomi denied it. Leela stared. I followed you last night. Naomi froze. I saw you at that club. Naomi tried to laugh it off. It's not what you think. Then explain. Naomi said nothing. Leela asked softly, Is someone hurting you? Is it that man? Naomi whispered, I just needed money. You don't need money that badly. Naomi walked away, and with every step, her world crumbled. Naomi could feel it. Her double life was unraveling. Church became... Worship didn't feel the same. The guilt clung to her skin like sweat. And yet, every time Elijah texted her, she still went. The thrill was stronger than the shame. But her mother was watching. So was Layla. One evening, as Naomi tried to sneak back into the house, she found her father in the living room, praying. He looked up. Naomi, he said gently, "You've been coming home late. Are you all right?" Her throat tightened. "I'm just tired from school," she lied. Pastor Michael studied her face, but said nothing more. Upstairs in her room, Naomi stared into the mirror. Her reflection looked unfamiliar. Eyes lined in coal, lips stained red, secrets buried deep. Elijah's attention was turning darker. The gifts kept coming: bracelets, dresses, money. But so did the control. He called constantly, tracked her location, questioned her every move. One night, when Naomi didn't reply fast enough, he showed up at her campus gate. "You think I'm stupid?" he snapped. "You're mine now." His grip on her arm left another bruise. Naomi tried to pull away. "I need space." "You don't need anything except me," he hissed. For the first time, Naomi felt real fear. The fantasy was over. Now she was trapped. Layla wasn't giving up. She followed Naomi again, this time to a hotel. She saw Elijah pick her up, watched the way Naomi avoided eye contact. That night, Layla confronted her. "Naomi," she said, voice trembling, "that man is dangerous." Naomi snapped. "You don't understand. You think I want this? Then leave him." "I can't." Tears streamed down Naomi's face. "He said, if I ever left, he'd show my dad pictures. He'll ruin me." Layla froze. "You're being blackmailed?" Naomi nodded, voice breaking. "He has everything. Videos, messages. He'll destroy my family." Layla refused to stand by. They made a plan. Naomi would block Elijah, change her number, tell her mother everything, go to the police if she had to. But fear gripped Naomi. "What if he follows me? What if he shows up at church?" Layla held her hand. "You're not alone. We'll do this together." That night, Naomi opened her mouth to confess everything to her mother. But just as she stepped into the kitchen, her phone rang. Elijah. Blocked. And then, a new message from an unknown number. "I told you never to ignore me." Attached. A blurred photo of Naomi leaving his car, outside her church. The next few days were quiet. Too quiet. Naomi lived in constant dread, eyes over her shoulder, phone on silent. Then came the fake call. A voice claiming to be from River Point Women's Ministry, inviting her to speak at a youth event. Naomi said yes. The address was a rooftop venue. She arrived, alone. But it wasn't a ministry event, it was Elijah, and he wasn't smiling. "I told you," he whispered, grabbing her arm. "No one leaves me." Naomi tried to run. He shoved her back, but suddenly Layla appeared, phone in hand, filming. Behind her, two police officers emerged from the shadows. Elijah was arrested that night. He screamed threats as they pulled him away. But it was over. Naomi collapsed into Layla's arms, sobbing. The officers found enough on Elijah's phone to press charges: blackmail, coercion, and assault. Other girls came forward too. Naomi wasn't the only one. Her nightmare had company, but the damage was done. Naomi had scars, some visible, some invisible. The church would find out. The town would whisper, but Naomi had made it out alive. 2 weeks passed. Naomi sat in the church pews, trembling as her father preached. The congregation knew now. Some looked at her with pity, others with quiet judgment. After the service, her father approached. His eyes were red from crying. "Why didn't you come to us, Naomi?" "I was ashamed." He pulled her into a hug. "You're still my daughter. Nothing changes that." Her mother said nothing, just held her tightly, tears slipping down her cheeks. Naomi felt both broken and whole. Months later, Naomi stood on the same stage she once led worship on. But today, she wasn't singing. She was sharing her story about deception, about danger, about surviving. Girls in the crowd cried. Mothers held their daughters tighter. Naomi's voice shook, but she didn't stop. "I lost myself. I thought freedom meant doing whatever I wanted. But I learned that true freedom is being brave enough to walk away." As she stepped down, Layla hugged her. "You did it." Naomi smiled. Not the bright, perfect smile of the pastor's daughter, but the quiet, strong smile of someone who survived the fire. Months had passed since Elijah's arrest. Naomi's life looked calm on the outside. She was back in church, back in school, back in control. But at night, the memories returned. His grip, his threats, her shame. She kept smiling though. That's what people wanted. Layla still walked beside her, protective and loyal. But Naomi felt the cracks growing under the surface. Healing wasn't simple, it was slow, and some wounds didn't scab over, they just went deeper. People hadn't forgotten. Some church members still stared too long. Some classmates whispered when she walked by.
She's the one who got caught. She was with that man. Even in her victory, Naomi felt defeated. Her father, Pastor Michael, tried to shield her, but even he couldn't stop gossip from bleeding through the stained glass windows of Grace Temple Ministries. Naomi started skipping church more often, staying in bed. Silence was easier than forgiveness. One day, Naomi received a handwritten letter in her mailbox. No return address, no name. Just one sentence. "I know what it's like to live with secrets." She stared at the note for hours. Was it a threat, a warning, or a cry for help? More letters followed, each signed only with the initial M. They were poetic, sad, haunting, and somehow comforting. Naomi found herself waiting for the next one. Then came Amara.
A transfer student from Lakeside, quiet and withdrawn. She wore long sleeves even in heat, rarely spoke, and always sat alone. Naomi saw herself in her, the girl who had once silently cried in bathroom stalls between classes. Naomi approached her. "Hey, you good?" Amara looked up, startled, but nodded. They started sitting together. Bit by bit, Amara opened up, and Naomi began to feel needed again, for the first time in months. One afternoon, Amara pulled Naomi aside. "There's something I haven't told you." Naomi leaned in. Amara whispered, "I used to be with Elijah." Naomi's heart stopped. "What?" Amara's hand shook. "Back in Lakeside. before he moved to River Point. He found me when I was 16. I never told anyone, but when I saw you on the news, I knew you'd believe me. Naomi felt her knees buckle. This wasn't over. With Layla's help, Naomi and Amara searched online. They found more girls from different cities, different schools, all with eerily similar stories. Elijah hadn't just been a predator, he'd been methodical. Each girl thought she was the only one. Naomi realized the truth. Her story was bigger than her shame. It was a movement waiting to happen, and she was the voice it needed. Naomi started speaking publicly, not just in church, but online. She posted videos, wrote articles, hosted Q&A sessions. Hashtag Speak Your Truth. Naomi began trending locally. Girls she didn't know messaged her, "Thank you, I'm not afraid anymore." But not everyone was happy. Anonymous accounts started harassing her online, accusing her of attention-seeking, of lying, of ruining Elijah's life. And then, one night, someone shattered her bedroom window. A rock with a note, "Stay silent." Pastor Michael insisted on police protection. But Naomi had a worse realization. The threats weren't from strangers. They were from someone inside the church, someone who still believed Elijah was innocent. Naomi's eyes turned toward the church elders, the judgmental women, the men who had once praised Elijah for donating generously to church projects. Layla dug deeper. And then, the truth surfaced. A church trustee had been paid off by Elijah for years to keep his past quiet. Naomi's church was complicit. Naomi stood before the congregation one Sunday morning. She didn't ask permission. She held the mic with trembling hands and said, "I'm not here to beg for your approval. I'm here to tell the truth. And the truth is, some of you knew." Gasps, murmurs. Her father watched, stunned but proud. Naomi pointed to the stained glass window. "This isn't God's house if it protects predators and silences victims. It's just another building." Some applauded, some walked out. But Naomi? She stood tall. Naomi left Grace Temple Ministries 2 weeks later. Not because she was broken.
Not because she was broken, but because she had outgrown it. She and Amara co-founded a support group, Ashes and Answers, for young women who survived coercion and abuse in silence. Layla became their communications lead. Naomi still had bad nights, still had nightmares, but she had found her purpose. She was no longer the pastor's daughter trying to be perfect. She was Naomi Adeyemi, the girl who survived hell and came back to help others through it. And the letters? They stopped coming, but Naomi didn't need them anymore because she had found her voice. And this time, she wasn't afraid to use it.